Good night everyone. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who, no matter what life throws at them, always seems to come out stronger? The kind of person who doesn't just survive hardships but thrives because of them? Life is unpredictable. It throws challenges, setbacks, and moments of deep uncertainty at us when we least expect them. Some people crumble under the weight of adversity, while others seem to rise, even when the odds are stacked against them. What sets them apart? It's not just intelligence, talent, or luck, it's resilience. The ability to adapt, recover, and grow from difficulties is what defines mental strength. Resilient individuals don't see obstacles as roadblocks, they see them as stepping stones, necessary tests that shape them into stronger versions of themselves. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or hardship, it's about facing it head-on, knowing that discomfort is a necessary part of growth. Many people believe that mentally strong individuals don't experience doubt, fear, or struggle. But that's not true. They feel every bit of the pain that life brings, but they do not allow it to define them. They understand that adversity is not the enemy, it is a teacher. Every challenge carries a lesson, and instead of resisting, they lean in and learn. Think about the most successful people in the world. They have all experienced failure, rejection, and hardship, yet they persevered. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. She was fired from her first television job and told she was unfit for TV. Most people would have given up. Instead, she used the criticism as fuel, pushing herself to improve. Today, she is one of the most influential figures in the world. Her story is not just about talent, it's about resiliency, the willingness to get back up after being knocked down. The difference between those who give up and those who push forward is their mindset. Resilient individuals refuse to see setbacks as permanent. They don't say, "This is the end." They say, "This is just a chapter." They recognize that no failure, no hardship, no rejection defines them. They are not victims of their circumstances, they are creators of their future. They take control of their narrative, even when the situation seems hopeless. One of the most powerful traits of resilient people is their ability to adapt. Life rarely goes as planned. Unexpected problems arise, dreams take longer to materialize, and sometimes, everything seems to fall apart. But mentally strong people don't resist change, they embrace it. Instead of dwelling on what they cannot control, they shift their focus to what they can. They ask themselves, "What's next?" rather than "Why me?" This shift in perspective is what allows them to turn setbacks into opportunities. Another defining characteristic of resilience is the ability to regulate emotions. When faced with disappointment or hardship, most people react emotionally. They become overwhelmed by frustration, anger, or sadness, which clouds their judgment and leads them to make impulsive decisions. Resilient people, on the other hand, understand that emotions are temporary. They do not suppress their feelings, but they also do not let them take control. Instead, they pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. This emotional discipline helps them navigate difficult situations with clarity and composure. Resilience is also built on the foundation of perseverance. The road to success is rarely smooth, it is filled with obstacles, failures, and moments of doubt. But mentally strong people don't quit when things get hard. They keep going, even when progress feels slow. They understand that every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. They trust that consistent effort will lead to results, even if they can't see them immediately. It is easy to admire resilience in others, but what many don't realize is that it is a skill that can be developed. No one is born mentally strong, it is something that is built over time, through experience, mindset, and daily habits. The more challenges one faces and overcomes, the stronger they become. Each setback provides an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to prove to oneself that they are capable of enduring and thriving. Ultimately, resilience is not about avoiding hardship but about using it to become stronger. It is the quiet determination to keep going when things get tough, the belief that difficulties do not define us but shape us. It is the mindset that no matter what happens, we have the power to rise again. And in that rise, we become more than we ever thought possible. Emotions are a fundamental part of being human. They influence how we think, how we act, and how we interact with the world around us. However, The difference between those who navigate life effectively and those who constantly struggle often comes down to one thing: a control over their emotions. Mentally strong people do not allow their emotions to dictate their decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, process, and respond with intention. This ability to regulate emotions is not about suppressing feelings, it's about understanding them, managing them, and ensuring they do not control one's actions. Most people react to situations based on their immediate emotions. If someone says something offensive, they snap back. If they feel frustrated, they lash out. If fear creeps in, they retreat. This kind of emotional impulsivity leads to regret, poor decision-making, and unnecessary conflict. On the other hand, those who master emotional control recognize that their first reaction is not always the best one. They create space between feeling and action, allowing themselves the time to assess the situation objectively before responding. This simple but powerful habit can transform the way they handle challenges, relationships, and personal growth. One of the most important aspects of emotional control is self-awareness. Mentally strong people make an effort to understand what triggers their emotions. They do not ignore their feelings, nor do they let them take over. Instead, they ask themselves, why am I feeling this way? And what is the most productive way to respond? By identifying their emotional triggers, they gain the ability to prevent themselves from being controlled by automatic reactions. For example, if a person knows that criticism tends to make them defensive, they can train themselves to pause before reacting, giving themselves the opportunity to assess whether the criticism is constructive and worth considering. Another crucial factor in mastering emotional control is learning to separate emotions from facts. Feelings are real, but they are not always accurate reflections of reality. A person may feel like they are failing, but that does not mean they actually are. They may feel like someone dislikes them, but that does not make it true. Those who allow emotions to shape their perception of reality often make decisions that are irrational and counterproductive. Mentally strong individuals acknowledge their emotions, but they do not allow them to distort the facts. They seek clarity before drawing conclusions, ensuring that their decisions are based on logic rather than temporary feelings. Resisting emotional impulsivity also requires the ability to manage stress effectively. When people are overwhelmed, their emotions tend to be heightened, making them more likely to react without thinking. This is why mentally strong individuals prioritize stress management techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, exercise, or journaling. These practices help them stay centered, even in high-pressure situations, allowing them to maintain control over their emotions rather than being consumed by them. The ability to choose a response rather than react impulsively also strengthens relationships. Many conflicts arise not from what is said, but from how people react to what is said. When emotions are in control, misunderstandings escalate, tempers flare, and words are spoken that cannot be taken back. Those who master emotional control, however, are able to communicate effectively. They listen before responding, choose their words carefully, and avoid saying things out of anger or frustration that they may later regret. This ability to respond with thoughtfulness rather than emotion leads to healthier interactions and stronger connections with others. Mastering emotional control also plays a critical role in achieving long-term goals. Many people abandon their dreams because they allow emotions such as frustration, self-doubt, or impatience to dictate their actions. If they don't see immediate results, they get discouraged and give up. If they face setbacks, they let disappointment take over. Mentally strong individuals, however, do not allow their emotions to derail their progress. They understand that emotions fluctuate, but commitment must remain steady. When they feel unmotivated, they push forward anyway. When they experience failure, they acknowledge their emotions but do not let them define their next move. They have learned that true success is built on persistence, not on fleeting feelings. Emotional control is not about eliminating emotions, it is about mastering them. It is about recognizing that emotions are powerful but should not be the driving force behind decisions. It is about creating space between feeling and action, allowing time for thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions. It is about self-awareness, stress management, and the ability to stay grounded even in challenging situations. Those who cultivate this ability gain an incredible advantage in life. They make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and navigate difficulties with clarity and composure. Ultimately, emotional control is the foundation of mental strength, and those who master it find themselves in control of their own lives rather than at the mercy of their emotions. Growth is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. Mentally strong people understand this and commit themselves to continuous learning and improvement, not because they seek approval from others but because they recognize that growth is essential to success, fulfillment, and resilience. They do not settle for what they already know or who they already are. Instead, they push themselves to expand their knowledge, refine their skills, and evolve into better versions of themselves. Their focus is not on proving themselves to others but on improving themselves for their own sake. One of the defining traits of those committed to growth is their ability to embrace discomfort. Growth does not happen in comfort zones, it happens in moments of challenge, struggle, and uncertainty. Mentally strong individuals do not avoid situations that push them beyond their limits. They lean into the challenge, knowing that every difficult experience is an opportunity to learn. They understand that failure is not something to be feared but something to be studied. When things do not go as planned, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? Rather than why did this happen to me? This mindset allows them to turn setbacks into lessons and use them as stepping stones for future success. Curiosity is another key factor that fuels their commitment to growth. They are not content with surface-level knowledge or routine ways of thinking. They constantly ask questions, seek out new perspectives, and challenge their own beliefs. They read books, listen to podcasts, engage in meaningful conversations, and surround themselves with people who inspire and challenge them. They do not see learning as something that ends with formal education but as a lifelong pursuit. Whether it is learning a new skill, adopting a different mindset, or understanding a new perspective, they actively seek ways to grow intellectually, emotionally, and professionally. Mentally strong people also recognizes the importance of feedback in their journey of growth. Many people fear criticism because they see it as a personal attack. Those committed to improvement, however, welcome constructive feedback. They do not take it personally, they take it as an opportunity to refine their skills and mindset. Instead of seeking validation or praise, they seek honest input that can help them get better. They understand that true growth requires humility, the willingness to admit they do not know everything, and the openness to learning from others. Their commitment to growth is also reflected in their discipline and consistency. They do not rely on motivation alone because they know it is unreliable. Some days, motivation is high, and learning feels exciting. Other days, it is hard to stay committed. But mentally strong individuals push forward regardless of how they feel in the moment. They set goals, create habits, and show up every day with the intention of improving even in small ways. They understand that significant growth does not come from one-time efforts but from daily choices that compound over time. Another crucial aspect of their growth mindset is their ability to adapt. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to grow get left behind. Mentally strong people embrace change rather than resist it. They are flexible in their thinking and open to new ideas. When faced with unexpected challenges, they do not cling to old ways of doing things, they adjust, learn, and find new solutions. Their adaptability allows them to thrive in uncertain situations and continue growing, no matter what life throws their way. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of their commitment to growth is their focus on long-term fulfillment rather than short-term gratification. Many people prioritize immediate rewards over personal development. They seek validation, approval, and quick success, often at the expense of real growth. Mentally strong individuals, on the other hand, play the long game. They are willing to put in the effort today, knowing that the rewards of growth will come in the future. They prioritize learning over looking good, progress over perfection, and self-improvement over external validation. At the core of their mindset is the understanding that they are never finished as individuals. There is always more to learn, more to improve, and more ways to evolve. They do not see mistakes as failures but as necessary parts of the learning process. They do not let fear of imperfection hold them back because they understand that growth requires vulnerability, the willingness to try, fail, and try again. Ultimately, a commitment to growth is what separates those who remain stagnant from those who continue to rise. It is not about seeking praise or proving worthiness to others. It is about becoming a better thinker, a stronger leader, a more resilient person, and a lifelong learner. It is about constantly challenging oneself to go beyond what is comfortable and easy. Those who commit to growth do not wait for opportunities to come to them, they create them, and in doing so, they unlock their full potential, not just for their own benefit, but for the impact they can have on the world around them. Motivation is fleeting. It comes in waves, often surging when things feel exciting and new but disappearing the moment challenges arise. This is why mentally strong people do not depend on motivation to achieve their goals. They understand that if they wait to feel like it, they will never accomplish anything meaningful. Instead, they rely on disciplining a consistent effort and structured habits that drive action regardless of their emotional state. They do not let temporary feelings dictate their progress. They commit to doing the work, no matter what. Discipline is the foundation of success because it removes the need to negotiate with oneself. Many people wake up every day asking, "Do I feel like working out? Or do I feel like studying?" The problem with this approach is that emotions are unreliable. On some days, the answer might be yes, but on most days, especially when things become difficult, the answer will be number. Those who rely on discipline, however, do not ask themselves whether they feel like taking action. They simply do what needs to be done because they have already made the decision in advance. Mentally strong people create structured routines that eliminate the need for motivation. They set clear priorities and establish non-negotiable habits that align with their goals. Whether it is exercising daily, reading for self-improvement, or working towards a long-term project, they commit to a system that keeps them on track. This removes the guesswork and ensures that they make progress even when motivation is absent. They understand that success is not built on occasional bursts of effort but on small, consistent actions over time. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it requires an extraordinary amount of willpower. In reality, mentally strong people do not rely on willpower alone. They create environments that support their habits. They remove distractions, set up cues that trigger productive behavior, and make it as easy as possible to follow through. If they want to wake up early, they set an alarm and place it across the room so they have to get up. If they want to eat healthier, they remove junk food from their home and stock up on nutritious options. They do not leave their success to chance. They design their surroundings to reinforce their goals. Another key aspect of discipline is learning to take action despite discomfort. Many people wait for the perfect moment to start, believing they need to be in the right mood or have the ideal conditions. But mentally strong individuals know that waiting for motivation is a trap. They take action even when they don't feel like it, and in doing so, they build momentum. The first step is often the hardest, but once they start, their commitment strengthens. Over time, this discipline turns into a habit, and what once felt difficult becomes second nature. Resisting distractions and staying focused is also a critical part of discipline. In a world filled with endless entertainment and instant gratification, it is easy to get sidetracked. Many people struggle to stay consistent because they allow distractions to take them away from their goals. Mentally strong individuals, however, guard their time and energy. They set boundaries, prioritize deep work, and stay committed to their tasks even when easier, more pleasurable options are available. They understand that discipline means choosing long-term rewards over short-term comfort. One of the greatest benefits of discipline is that it builds self-trust. When people constantly rely on motivation, they develop a pattern of inconsistency. They make promises to themselves but fail to keep them because their actions depend on how they feel. This creates a cycle of self-doubt and frustration. On the other hand, those who practice discipline build confidence in their ability to follow through. They prove to themselves, day after day, that they can be relied upon. This sense of self-trust strengthens their resilience, making it easier to tackle bigger challenges. Mentally strong people also understand that discipline is not about being perfect. They do not let small failures derail them. If they miss a workout or fall behind on a task, They do not dwell on it or wait for motivation to return. They simply reset and get back on track. They know that consistency over time is more important than perfection in the short term. Progress is not about never making mistakes, it is about having the discipline to keep going even after setbacks. Ultimately, the most successful individuals are not the ones who feel motivated every day, they are the ones who show up even when they don't want to. They recognize that discipline is freedom, the freedom to take control of their lives, build meaningful accomplishments, and reach their full potential. They do not wait for the right moment, the right feeling, or the right circumstances. They take action, build habits, and create their own success, no matter what.
Life is full of uncertainties, challenges, and distractions. Many people waste time and energy worrying about things beyond their control or what others think of them, unexpected setbacks, or circumstances they cannot change. Mentally strong people, however, understand that their focus is their greatest asset. Instead of dwelling on external factors they have no power over, they direct their attention to what they can control of their actions, their mindset, their responses. This ability to practice selective focus allows them to remain productive, resilient, and in control of their own lives. One of the most important lessons mentally strong individuals learn is that worrying about uncontrollable circumstances is a waste of energy. It does not change the outcome, nor does it provide a solution. If something is outside their control, they do not allow it to consume their thoughts. Instead, they shift their attention to what they can influence. If they lose a job, they do not waste time blaming the economy or complaining about unfair circumstances. They focus on what they can do next and updating their skills, networking, or searching for new opportunities. This mindset prevents them from feeling helpless and allows them to take proactive steps forward. Another crucial aspect of selective focus is emotional discipline. Many people allow the actions of others to dictate their mood. They become frustrated over someone else's negativity, discouraged by someone else's criticism, or anxious about someone else's opinion. But mentally strong individuals recognize that they cannot control how others think or behave, they can only control how they respond. They do not waste time trying to change people who do not want to change. They do not let external negativity dictate their emotions. Instead, they focus on their own growth, values, and goals. They choose to surround themselves with positive influences and remove themselves from toxic environments when necessary. Selective focus also plays a critical role in handling setbacks. Life does not always go according to plan, and unexpected obstacles are inevitable. Many people become paralyzed by disappointment, dwelling on the unfairness of their circumstances. But mentally strong individuals do not fixate on what went wrong. They ask themselves, what can I do now? They understand that their energy is better spent finding solutions rather than dwelling on problems. If a plan fails, they adjust. If an opportunity closes, they create a new one. This ability to shift focus toward actionable steps rather than dwelling on failures allows them to move forward instead of getting stuck. In a world filled with distractions, selective focus is also essential for productivity. Many people spread their attention too thin, trying to do too many things at once, worrying about irrelevant details, or getting lost in distractions like social media. Mentally strong individuals, however, are intentional about where they direct their focus. They prioritize tasks that align with their goals and eliminate unnecessary distractions. They understand that not everything deserves their attention, and they are not afraid to say no to things that do not serve their purpose. By maintaining focus on what truly matters, they achieve greater efficiency and effectiveness in their work and personal lives. One of the most powerful aspects of selective focus is its impact on mental well-being. People who constantly focus on problems, fears, or uncertainties often experience high levels of stress and anxiety. Those who train themselves to focus on solutions, opportunities, and personal growth, however, cultivate a sense of confidence and control. They do not allow fear of the unknown to consume them. They concentrate on what they can do in the present moment. This shift in perspective not only reduces stress but also strengthens their resilience in the face of adversity. Mentally strong individuals also understand that their energy is limited, and wasting it on uncontrollable factors only drains them. Instead of being consumed by negativity, they invest their energy into things that bring value to their lives. They focus on their goals, their personal development, and their relationships with people who uplift them. They do not allow themselves to be dragged down by external noise. They protect their focus like a valuable resource, knowing that what they give their attention to shapes their reality. Ultimately, the ability to practice selective focus is what allows mentally strong people to thrive. They do not waste time worrying about what they cannot change, seeking validation from others, or obsessing over failures. They direct their attention toward actions that lead to progress, growth, and fulfillment. They understand that while they cannot control everything that happens to them, they can always control how they respond, and by choosing to focus on what they can influence, they take ownership of their lives and create their own path to success. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided, a source of embarrassment, disappointment, or proof of inadequacy. Many people fear it so much that they never take risks, never step outside their comfort zones, and never fully pursue their goals. But mentally strong individuals see failure differently. They do not view it as the end of the road but as part of the journey. To them, failure is not a reflection of their worth or ability. It is simply feedback, a source of valuable information that can guide them toward success. Instead of fearing it, they embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone for growth. One of the biggest differences between those who succeed and those who give up is how they interpret failure. Many people see failure as a sign that they are not good enough or that they should stop trying. They allow a single setback to define their potential and give in to self-doubt. But mentally strong individuals see failure as a necessary part of progress. They know that every mistake carries a lesson, and they make a habit of analyzing what went wrong. Instead of saying, "I failed," they ask themselves, "What can I learn from this?" This shifting mindset allows them to continuously improve, refine their strategies, and move forward with greater wisdom. Resilience is built through failure. No one achieves success without encountering obstacles along the way. The most accomplished people in history, from inventors to athletes to entrepreneurs, have all faced repeated failures before reaching their goals. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. These individuals did not see failure as a reason to quit. They saw it as an opportunity to grow. Mentally strong people understand that setbacks are not roadblocks but stepping stones, each one bringing them closer to their goals. Failure also provides clarity. When things do not go as planned, it forces individuals to reassess their approach. It highlights weaknesses, exposes blind spots, and reveals what needs improvement. Without failure, people might continue on a path that is not truly effective. Mentally strong individuals welcome this feedback because they know it helps them adjust their course. They do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves or making excuses. They take responsibility, analyze the situation, and make the necessary changes to improve. One of the key reasons mentally strong people embrace failure is that they detach their self-worth from the outcome. Many people tie their identity to their successes and failures, believing that if they fail at something, it means they are a failure as a person. This kind of thinking leads to fear, insecurity, and hesitation. But mentally strong individuals separate their results from their self-worth. They understand that failure is an event, not a definition. Just because they fail at something does not mean they are incapable. It simply means they are still learning. Another crucial aspect of turning failure into feedback is persistence. Many people give up too soon, assuming that failure means they are not meant to succeed. But mentally strong individuals do not let temporary setbacks stop them. They understand that failure is often a sign that they need to try a different approach. Not that they should quit altogether. They adjust, they try again, and they keep pushing forward. Over time, this perseverance turns failure into success. Mentally strong people also embrace failure because they know it fosters creativity and innovation. When one approach does not work, it forces them to think differently, experiment with new ideas, and explore alternative solutions. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history have come from failures that led to unexpected discoveries. Instead of fearing mistakes, mentally strong individuals see them as opportunities to innovate and improve. One of the most powerful lessons about failure is that it builds confidence, not just resilience. Every time a person faces failure and gets back up, they prove to themselves that they are capable of overcoming challenges. They build trust in their own ability to navigate setbacks and keep going despite difficulties. This confidence carries over into every area of life, allowing them to take bigger risks, pursue larger goals, and achieve success on a greater scale. Ultimately, the ability to turn failure into feedback is one of the defining traits of mentally strong individuals. They do not let setbacks discourage them or stop them from moving forward. They see failure as a teacher, a necessary part of growth, and an opportunity to improve. They ask themselves what lessons can be learned, what adjustments can be made, and how they can use the experience to become better. By embracing failure instead of fearing it, they set themselves up for long-term success, knowing that every mistake is simply another step toward achieving their goals.
A strong sense of purpose is what sets mentally strong individuals apart from those who give up when faced with adversity. It is the driving force behind their actions, the reason they keep pushing forward even when obstacles arise. Their why is not just a vague idea, it is a deeply rooted belief that fuels their persistence, resilience, and determination. When challenges come their way, they do not ask whether they should continue, they remind themselves why they started in the first place. This sense of purpose gives them the strength to endure hardship, the motivation to keep going, and the clarity to stay focused on what truly matters. People without a clear sense of purpose often struggle with motivation. They find themselves constantly searching for external validation, relying on fleeting inspiration, or giving up when things become difficult. But those who have a strong sense of purpose do not need to rely on temporary bursts of motivation. Their purpose is their anchor, keeping them grounded even when things get tough. They understand that obstacles are inevitable, but because they are deeply connected to their why, they see challenges as part of the journey rather than reasons to quit. One of the most powerful effects of having a strong sense of purpose is the ability to push through discomfort. Many people avoid difficult situations because they fear failure, pain, or uncertainty. But mentally strong individuals are willing to endure discomfort because they know their purpose is greater than any temporary hardship. Whether it is an athlete training for years to compete at the highest level, an entrepreneur working tirelessly to build a meaningful business, or a teacher dedicated to changing students' lives, their purpose gives them the endurance to keep going even when things are not easy. Clarity is another key benefit of having a strong sense of purpose. Many people feel lost, uncertain about what direction to take in life. Without a clear why, they jump from one thing to another, chasing short-term rewards but never feeling truly fulfilled. Mentally strong individuals, however, have a clear vision of what they want and why it matters. This clarity allows them to make decisions that align with their values, stay focused on their goals, and ignore distractions that do not serve their purpose. They do not waste energy on things that do not matter. They channel their time and effort into meaningful pursuits. Having a strong sense of purpose also makes people more resilient. When setbacks occur, those without a clear why often feel defeated, as if their struggles have no meaning. But mentally strong individuals see setbacks as temporary obstacles, not permanent failures. They remind themselves of their greater mission and use that as fuel to keep going. Instead of feeling discouraged, they see every challenge as a test of their commitment. Their purpose transforms difficulties into opportunities for growth, making them stronger with every challenge they overcome. Another defining trait of purpose-driven individuals is their ability to inspire others. People are naturally drawn to those who have a clear mission and unwavering dedication. Their passion and persistence set an example for those around them, encouraging others to find their own purpose and pursue their own goals with the same level of commitment, whether they realize it or not. Mentally strong individuals become leaders simply by living with purpose, showing others that meaning and fulfillment come from the staying true to what truly matters. Purpose also brings a deeper level of satisfaction and fulfillment. Many people chase external rewards of money, status, recognition only to find themselves feeling empty even when they achieve their goals. But mentally strong individuals understand that true fulfillment comes from living a life aligned with their purpose. They do not measure success solely by external achievements but by the impact they create, the progress they make, and the sense of meaning they cultivate in their journey. Their purpose gives them a reason to wake up every day with passion and determination, knowing that their efforts are contributing to something bigger than themselves. Ultimately, a strong sense of purpose is the foundation of perseverance, resilience, and fulfillment. It is what separates those who quit when things get hard from those who push forward no matter what. It allows people to endure discomfort, overcome setbacks, and stay focused in a world full of distractions. It gives life meaning beyond superficial success and keeps individuals moving forward even when the path is difficult. Those who have a strong why are unstoppable, because no obstacle is greater than their purpose. They do not just exist, they live with intention, driven by a deeper reason that fuels their every action. Mentally strong individuals are not defined by luck, talent, or external circumstances. They are defined by the habits they cultivate. They embrace resilience, mastering their emotions instead of being controlled by them. They commit to lifelong growth, relying on discipline rather than fleeting motivation. They focus on what they can control, turning failure into valuable feedback rather than a reason to quit. Their strong sense of purpose fuels them through adversity, and they intentionally build relationships that challenge and elevate them. These habits are not developed overnight, nor are they reserved for a select few. They are choices that anyone can make to cultivate mental strength, resilience, and lasting success. The difference between those who thrive and those who remain stuck is not in their circumstances but in their mindset. By adopting these habits, anyone can build the mental strength necessary to overcome obstacles, push beyond limitations, and create a life of purpose, growth, and fulfillment. Mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build one habit, one decision, one moment at a time. And if you choose to build it, there's nothing in this world that can break you. Thank you.